Baby,
Mm-hmm.
Dan, would you marry me?
Mm-hmm. Yes. You just got a visa to America, bro. And then I'm not crying. He said, "Stop calling me. I hate you." This is the guy that's in love with me. He said, "You're so pathetic. Go, grandma. Everyone's laughing at you. Get your ugly face out of my life." So like, do I miss my best friend? Fuck yeah. I can maybe they'll say I can understand why she's like madly in love with him because he was more good than bad.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
So you got married in July 2022,
Yep. And then I came home a
and
couple months later, and we had a great time over the phone. We were married. We were sending videos to each other. Like, we it was summer, then it was winter. Do you know what he did? He said, "Let's do this." This guy's 23 years old. He said, "Let's go to the grocery store, buy the
yeah,
same food." This is what I miss so much. So he said, "Let's buy the same foods, okay? And then every day let's cook with each other, the same foods, and then eat together, and we'll have you do the same thing." And I'm like, "Mashallah, you're smart." So we would almost every day cook the same foods and eat together. For prayer, he'd wake me up in the middle of the night. Every morning, I'm not lying. I can show you. I have
yeah.
received every morning. I got poems about love and about a wife. Like he blew me up, and um, you feel so good when you're married to a good guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, like, but then, yeah, like just
So
things like
tell me about June 2023.
okay. Oh, so I got back to America, and he was like, "Let's do my visa."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but I gotta tell you something. This guy's 23 years old. To get a visa to come to America, if you're an African, you have to have like it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Mohammed made it easy. He got it in 9 months. I'll tell you how this genius did this. So after our wedding, I wanted to go home because I was tired, and he said we're gonna go to someone's wedding. I go, why? He goes, we have our wedding clothes on, right?
Yeah.
I go, Mohammed, like, who are these people? He goes, I don't know, but I heard there's a wedding. And in Sudan, anyone can go, okay? This
Okay.
guy invited a friend of his named Rami. So we got to this wedding, huge wedding. They spent rich people, okay? Mohammed said, let's go take pictures of the cake. I was
Okay.
like, okay. And
I
then he
see
said,
where
let's
this
go
is
take,
going.
yeah, you see this? And then so let's take pictures on stage. Like in an African wedding, you sit on a stage on these gold chairs. Let's take pictures in chairs. I was like, okay. I was like, cool. And I'm Italian. I'm obedient to my husband. I'm also a Muslim. You do what your husband says.
Yeah.
And he said, let's take pictures here, here, and there. We did. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, okay. So we went to a couple of weddings, and Mohammed submitted these photos to USCIS, saying like we had this extravagant wedding. Also, USCIS to get a visa wants family members to be at your
Present.
wedding. So
Yeah.
guess what? Total strangers. I have them. I will show you. Are holding my hand, like saying congratulations, taking pictures of me. I don't even know who they are. I found out later we don't. Mahana doesn't even know them. He just said like, oh, just take pictures with them. So he admitted them. I didn't mail the application to USCIS like my husband did with his lawyer, so I didn't really know all this at first. But all these pictures, and he got a visa in 9 months. Do you know how hard it is to get a visa from if you're Sudanese to America?
Yeah. So from
Wow.
July is when you got married, and then 9 months later he got the visa. So was he living
Also,
with you in Florida?
no, no. Wait, also, for him to get a visa, I had to change my last name to Mohammed. Oh, no,
Yes.
no. I had to put him on the lease. I had to put him on my lease to my house. Remember?
So you put him on your lease to your house. That was a part of the visa process.
Well, it looks better if you put your husband on everything. He's on my Wells Fargo right now. Can't get him off. He's
Bank account.
on my
Yeah.
car insurance. Can't get him off because when you're on a joint bank account, he can't kick me off. I can't kick him off because that's
Yeah.
fair in America. Wells Fargo. So I have to have like a lawyer paper. Guess how much that costs? A lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How
So
much did that cost?
the lawyer said it would be $700 for the piece of paper just to
Yeah.
get him off the bank, but to divorce Mohammed would be $5,000, and then to mail it over to Dubai is $100 per paper.
So has
For
he ever lived in America?
no, he's
Has
poor.
he ever
Well,
been
without
to
me, he's
America?
poor. Wait, do you know how much a pharmacist makes in Dubai? Take a guess.
You told me somewhere around like 300 a month?
1,300.
1,300.
As a
So he's
pharmacist.
never been to
But
Florida
down the
then?
street from my house, if he was smart and stayed with his wife and his
Yeah.
family, 10 stacks a month wanted. It's ridiculous. Anyways, yeah.
So you put him on the lease, you put him on all that. He got the visa. What did he do with the visa?
It's. I mean, you can call me stupid, you can call me whatever you want, but I've never, ever, ever stopped it.
You never stopped the visa?
Can't do it. Like I just it's too hard.
So how did you guys like? So
One more
what
thing.
happened?
One more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. Before he got the visa, he's like, I really, really want to see you. I miss you so much. I'm like, really? I go, Mohammed, like this is Florida. Like you just can't take vacation whenever you want. He goes, I need to see you in December. Watch this. So he was in Sudan, right? But he had this plan, I guess, to live in Dubai. To be a pharmacist in Dubai, you got to take a test, okay?
Yeah.
And you have to pass it. But guess what? The test was only in Egypt. It wasn't. That was the only place. He doesn't have money for Egypt. Doesn't have a hotel, a flight. So he tells me one day, "Let's go on vacation together. I miss you so much." And I'm like, "I can't really get off work." He's like, "Danielle, please." So out of the kindness of my heart, and I bought plane tickets for me 1,700, for him 400, hotel 500, food a few hundred, visas 100, and but the whole time the only reason why he needed to go was to
Yeah.
take this a pharmacy test that took like 9 hours, but he needed to get there somehow, but pretended like, oh, we
So
need to go see the seven wonders of the world.
wow. So you guys went to Egypt so he could do the test, pretty much.
I thought we were going for vacation. I mean, we did vacation.
Yeah.
You will see. You could no, that's on Twitter, anyways. But I thought like I didn't know till later on when his friends told me like, oh, this was all a scam, and I
His
still
friends told you that?
I did you get the Did you get the message where his best friend said I no longer speak to him and I put him in jail? Did I send it to you?
Really? So
So
his best friend
he has
contacted
best
you?
friends. He has a best friend. His name is Mohammed Aboud. I can
Yeah.
say his name out loud. He said to me, "I've known Mohammed since he was 5 years old. I've known Mohammed his whole life. I met you one time, right? One time,
Yeah.
Danielle. I don't even know you, right?" He said, "I will never speak to him ever again because he told me what he did to you and your son." And he said, I'm finished with him. He said, "I will never speak." He said, "I will help you put him in jail."
Oh
I said,
wow.
"Well, what did he say to you?" To this day, he won't tell me, but I guess it's really bad. But he said, Mohan's a bad person. These two guys were like this, every day. You know what I mean? So he must have told him something really bad that was his plan.
Okay, so I don't know if this is true, but I seen it in the article. It said that he asked you in June for an additional $300, and when you said no, he blocked you.
Okay, so his visa came like quick. I mean, so quickly,
Yeah.
Um, like unbelievable. I don't know what he submitted to USCIS with this lawyer in Khartoum, because I've never seen someone get a visa in 9 months from Africa.
Yeah.
The visa came, and then I gave him $500 like normally, and then on June, okay, I'll show you the message. On June 5th, good morning, Habibti. How are you, my love? You're so gorgeous. Beautiful day, right?
Yeah.
Let's make breakfast together. We have a great day. Um, this is the first time I've
Where was
never
that?
ever. What?
Where was that?
I was in my house here, and he was in Dubai,
Okay.
and he said to me, we had breakfast together. It was a great day. Okay, I gotta show you something. So I went shopping that day, and I found some Jordan 11s that I just had to have. Okay,
Nice.
I
Yeah.
had to have them. I'm usually not broke, but I had to have these Jordans, so I bought them. Okay,
Yeah.
and I came home at 3:30, and he called me and he said, "My landlord's at my front door. I need like $400." I've never said no to my husband, never.
Yeah.
And I said to him, "I don't have it." And I said, "I just bought some shoes." And Mohammed knows his wife. I have 44 pairs of Nike Cortezes.
Yeah.
I'm a shoe fan. I have so many Jordans. He said, no, like take them back. I need some money. And I
Oh
thought, you know
wow.
what I thought to myself? If it's 3:30 p.m. in Miami, Florida, do you know what time it is in Dubai? It's 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
I was like, I just came to me. I go, your landlord's at your front door asking for rent money? He goes, yeah. I go, man, it's 11:30. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know, but you're not supposed to disrespect your husband if you're a Muslim. I said, and I don't know why I said this, but I said, let me talk to him. I've never disrespected my husband like that. Like you obey your husband in Islam,
Yeah.
but I just like, I don't know. I just was like, you don't want to think your husband's lying to you because
Yeah.
dude is moving into your home in Florida. But I just had to put him on the phone, and I'm so bad. I've never spoken to my husband ever again.
Really? So you asked him to put the landlord on the phone, and then he blocked you, essentially.
Well, he sent me messages. Did you see the message? He sent me some messages about like when when like he said like that I look like his grandmother. And believe me, I don't. Believe me, I don't. But
He said that?
he said, you know what? He said, you look just like my grandmother. He said, I hate you. What? He said, I hate you. He said, put Ibrahim on the phone. And he told my son that he's gonna do something like really, really bad to him. My son starts crying. And then he says to me,
He told your son specifically? Like he actually told your son?
I have the message. Yeah. And then he said that the next message
If
he
you don't
says
mind me asking, what did he say exactly that he was
he's
gonna do?
gonna kill us.
Sorry?
He's gonna kill us. That
Really?
he'll end our life. He'll end our life. It's I don't know if I don't have it on Instagram. I'll have it for you for your viewers. But he said he's gonna. He said your mom's like your mom didn't obey me, and I'm a Muslim, and I'm gonna end both of your lives. My son was in diapers when he met Mohammed. Now my son's 13 years old. Like my son's taller than me. He's a man. He talked to my son every day for years. He said that he's gonna end his life. I was like sitting in my living room. I didn't know what to do. And then he says to me, he says, he goes, do you really think that I would like you if you're 10 years older than me? I don't know if you can see in some of my videos on Instagram. He's holding my hand. He's kissing me. He's crying. He loves me so much. He's feeding me. He feeds me. This guy feeds
Yeah.
me. He rubs my feet. I mean, the best husband I've ever met in my life. I don't know in the Bible or whatever Bible, the Quran, it says the money is the root of all evil. Bro, for sure it is. But I mean, along with other things, but money just ruined everything. Money. I sometimes I think in my head, if I never started giving him money, I'd still be married to him because maybe money made him a bad person or whatever. But because of money, I lost everything, everything.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I'm not gonna
And you
lie.
just
I
tell
feel
me
like,
straight. You just tell me
yeah, that's
straight.
what
Yeah.
I'm about to tell you right now. I feel like if he acted that way after you giving him money, and he said those things after you giving him money and taking care of him and providing for him for all those years, he probably was just a bad person to begin with. So I wouldn't question yourself and say maybe if I hadn't done this, he would have done this better. Or I think if he's making threats to a minor, making threats to you,
But you have to
he
remember
was
how
probably just
Arabs are brought up differently than Americans and Jamaicans. They're brought up that if a woman disrespects them, it's finished. Like, خلاص, it's
okay.
finished.
I
So put that in
understand
mind.
that.
Put
That
that
might
in
be
mind. I'm
true.
not sticking up for
But let
him,
me
but
ask a question though.
okay,
And I'm
yeah.
sure there might be some Arabic people that are watching this video. Even if your wife disrespects you, would you make a threat to the children, to the child? I
Okay.
highly doubt that that's the case with
Ask your viewers. Ask your Muslim viewers. A woman does not disrespect her husband. It's a different life there. It's a
I
different culture.
understand that, but the child though. is what I'm referring to.
E-
Like making a threat
Everyone, everyone's
to a
finished.
child.
Everyone's
Everyone's
finished.
finished. Is that
Everyone,
really how it is? I need to know if that's really how it is.
you can
But
ask Osama bin Laden. Everyone's finished. So,
that's
but
crazy if that's the case, though.
um,
Um,
but
would do.
but listen, people
Yeah.
tell me from a third world country because I have 22 million on TikTok. They say, Danielle, when you give a poor person, and ask your viewers this, if you
Opportunity.
give a poor person $500 a month for a year and a half every month on the first, and then one day you cut it off, you don't
Yeah.
understand. Like, you didn't even tell me that you were gonna cut them off. You just said like, oh, I bought some Jordans and I don't have it. It doesn't work like that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're so poor. Like, you're like, you know, um, you can't just cut people off like that. Like, so, and people from a third world country say I would have done the same thing, and I'm like, really?
Well,
I
do
don't
you
know.
still love Mohammed?
You're supposed to love your husband. You shouldn't marry someone that you don't love.
Do you still love him though?
Okay, so let me tell you one more thing. So there's like maybe 20 bad things about Mohammed, and there's millions of things that are great about him. And for some reason, remember when I was in person with him, we never
Yeah.
had any problems, okay? No problems. He was amazing, singing me John Legend songs, like playing the guitar. Do you know that when we went to a restaurant, I'll show you video. I didn't feed my he fed me. He fed me. I didn't carry luggage. I didn't open a car door. I didn't carry luggage. I didn't do dishes. He washed my hair. He
Was that
washed my
the
hair. I know, but listen, he's it's so hard to explain when a guy is so bad, but there's so much good in him. What is that called?
yeah.
What's that called? And let me tell you one more thing. I work with like 20 women, right, in Florida. Some of the women that come up to me say, "I know you're on social media. Let me tell you about my husband. My husband sells drugs. He doesn't lie, but he sells drugs. I would take Mohammed any day over him. Some women say, Danielle, my husband's an alcoholic. He is terrible. I would take Mohammed any day over him. And so lately, what's making me worse is, maybe my next boyfriend is like crazy murderer. Mohammed doesn't hurt you. He doesn't hit you. He's not violent. He's polite. So maybe I know this sounds crazy, but
A
my
little bit.
what people show me on the outside of my friends, their relationships are way worse than mine, and they stick by their husbands.
How many times have you actually met him aside from that one time that you went there?
I lived with him for months in Cairo and in Sudan.
Okay, so you were with him for a while.
And he
Going
yeah,
back
and
to my question though, would you say
the person that he created in
yeah.
person is my husband. The person that's on the phone, that's a doctor in Canada, that is he said he was the only child. He has a sister and brother. Shout out to MJ. Um, like I don't know why people lie over the phone but not in person. Someone said, okay, look how chubby your husband is, how chubby he is. They
Yeah.
say, do you know that chubby people lie to make friends? And I'm like, you guys stop it. Because Twitter has this thing about chubby people. And they're like, chubby people lie. And Mohammed's overweight, but I don't know. So they say chubby people lie on the phone but not in person. I think that's a fact. I'm not trying to make a joke, but
Yeah. So let's say he unblocked you tonight. Would you give him another chance?
um, does Allah, does Jehovah give me second chances when I disobey, when I make sins? Yes, right? Does Allah forgive us? Does Jehovah, does Jesus, the Son of God, do they forgive us for our sins?
Yeah.
So what? So I'm not saying. I mean, I'm just saying because I was like really religious as a Jehovah's Witness. I'm really religious as a Muslim. So you have to walk the walk, talk the talk. So if I'm not a perfect person at all, right? Not
Yeah.
at all. So he forgives me for the things that I've done, and I've done some pretty bad things, and I'm forgiven. So I guess my answer would be, well, also listen to this. People tell me at 23 years old, a guy is not fully like developed, right? And
I
they
believe
say,
that.
okay, so I'm not, I'm just trying to tell you facts. They say now that he's 26, his birthday is in 2 days.
Yeah.
They say he's a better man. So I have people that tell me just give Mohammed time to be an actual man. You married him too young. He was just still growing up. And they said at 20, do you think that at 22 you were different at 26?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
100%? Yes,
Not not completely different, but I would say I matured a lot for
you
sure from
did.
22
Right.
to yeah.
Right. So they say he's going to be a completely different person now that he's 26 in December. And they say just wait for him to realize what he did to you and
December.
how
Wait, when's his birthday?
um, December 1st.
December 1st. Okay.
You know what? This will be like the first December 1st that I didn't like. Bro, I go all out for his birthday. I bake cakes. I do gifts. Like it's like it's so hard when you do something for 7 or 8 years every single December 1st, and this is the first one without him. Like it's so hard. I know he did me really dirty. Like he took a visa and he blocked me, and he said he called me bad names. But is it really? But maybe it's my fault because like I didn't warn him that I was gonna cut him off. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'll be honest, I don't think it's your fault. I think you did what you could. Unfortunately, you didn't have it at that time. I don't think you should blame yourself. I think there's something called like victim blaming. I think that's kind of what that is right there.
But I work with women that say my husband's an alcoholic. Mohana doesn't drink alcohol. My husband like sells
Yeah.
drugs. He's gonna go to jail. Your husband's a pharmacist, has a master's. You're gonna have a good like. They say like your husband is like I don't know. But how do I know the next person is not worse? You know what I mean? Now that
Okay, so
2024 social media, you meet crazy people.
speaking of social media, I see your social media is blowing up. What made you decide to start posting on social media about Mohammed?
Okay, I'm not lying about this. So Mohammed didn't let me have any social media while I was his fiance or girlfriend
Okay.
because in Islam you can't do that. So I know I have millions and millions of in the past 7 months,
Yeah.
and I swear on my life I started with one follower, my son. I didn't even know what TikTok was. I have 22 million on TikTok. I knew what Instagram was, but I hadn't been on since I took Shahada. Um, Facebook, never had a Facebook. Facebook is so I have 600,000. No, 600,000 on Twitter. I didn't even know how to use Twitter. Do you know how to use Twitter?
A
Do you
little
know
bit.
how?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I learned real quick because um, I think I had 600,000 in 24 hours.
Views?
But yeah, yeah, I'll show you. Yes, not that I think that that's people say to me, "Do you think that you've won?" I say no. I say I think me and Mohammed are both losing. None of us have won. I think what I'm doing is not right, and what he's doing is not right. So I don't condone what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
I don't know. People just like and you know what? One more thing. I'm not telling a story. I'm posting pictures from my camera roll. There's a difference between me and other women, like Sudan, the Tinder swindler, and all these girls. Like who the f did I marry? They're telling a story, right? Netflix, check me out. Netflix. I Netflix, let me tell you something. I'm only posting photos from my camera roll and putting them on Instagram. I'm not telling no stories. Do you know that?
Yeah.
You go to my Instagram, each 3 minutes has 19 photos, text messages. I'm not telling a story. I'm posting from my camera roll. So this is really it's a movie. That's
So
you know
what's your end goal? Like what would you like to come from the social media posts? Like what would you
Well,
like to
so how it
accomplish?
started was he said, "You're blocked for the rest of your life, and I
Yeah.
hate you, and I hope that you die in a car accident." This is like my best friend, you guys, like my best friend, like, and I'm like, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna. I said, well, I'm kind of smart. So what I did was I downloaded Instagram. I went to his page and I screen recorded 900 people that were his followers. I swear to God. And then I went to his TikTok. I went to his Facebook. I have it on the phone. And I had and then do you know how hard it is to one by one like look on the like to get people? And then each day I did like 100 people, and I said, "Hi, my name is Danielle Mohamed. I'm married to your cousin. I'm married to your friend."
Oh
Um,
wow.
they're like, "What the, like unbelievable." And now that I have millions of followers, they've stayed with me since day one. They have nothing to do with him. They blocked him. They hate him, and they're with me. That's how it happened.
Oh
So
wow.
I wanted to threaten him and say, because it was like a secret marriage,
Yeah.
because Muhammad's religion, he's only allowed to be married to his cousin. Okay, which I didn't know that. So Muhammad's tribe is not allowed to marry anyone that's not their cousin. So I was like, I said, you know what? Like, I'm gonna tell the whole world that we're married if you don't take me back. That was
Okay.
not smart of me. That was a bad move. Yeah,
You
very bad
mentioned
move.
Twitter,
Yeah.
and I saw a video. Is your Twitter currently active or is it suspended?
Twitter, you saw Twitter?
Is
Daniel
your Twitter
Mohammed.
still active or is it suspended now?
Daniel Mohammed. Um, you know what? I don't know anything really about that. I just know that somehow somebody from Nigeria posted like some tapes of me and Mohammed on our honeymoon. I don't know how they got there.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna ask about because I saw even on Instagram there's some snippets on your post there that there was like a leaked sex tape. Did you leak your own sex
Seven,
tape?
seven. No,
So what made
no,
you post like the clips on Instagram?
no. Somebody from no, 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 no. I don't know. There's hackers all over the world, and I'm pretty famous, like in Africa. Somehow somebody in Nigeria has my tapes, and they're on there.
So they leaked it on Twitter, the full videos.
I don't know. It's a crime.
How did
Porn
how did
revenge is a crime.
it
So
is?
I
Yeah.
don't know anything about it, my friends.
Okay,
I
okay.
just
How
know
did
that I
you
look I
feel
look good.
about?
I just know that I look amazing. Shout out to Danielle. You could really tell that I'm from Miami, bro. You could really tell that I'm from Miami. You could really tell. I'm just letting you know.
So you did your thing in those tapes. You're saying?
Bro, he was like, I mean, like, you know, he knew I was from Miami, Mohamed, and like, you're in a hotel. Oh, he on Jesus. This is before Puff Daddy. Guess how many bottles of baby oil Mohamed brought to Egypt,
He brought baby oil too.
bro? I'm not. This is you guys. Netflix. Listen to this. My husband bought 4 bottles of baby oil inside of Egypt airport and brought him to the hotel, and we used all of it. I have it on tape. No, I don't have it on tape, but like, it's on tape on Twitter. Yes, the
So
bottles are on the bed. You can see them.
so he's on some Puff Daddy type.
This was in 2022, bro. Yes.
Before Puff, he's like, okay.
I can show you messages where he says, "Baby, baby, can you like?" He just got off work. You know, like when you're like having a long distance relationship, you have like phone sex, over iPhone.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, "Get the oil and go lay down."
Hey, I'm not
I'm
gonna
like,
lie. I
"Mohammed,
didn't see your tapes. I didn't see your tapes. I only saw some of the snippets of it. But
oh
a lot of guys
no,
in the
I'm talking
comments said
about just
that
in
they
my living
saw the
room here.
tapes.
I'm talking
But
about
a
in my
lot of
living room
guys
right
in
here.
the
Yeah.
comments, they said they saw the tape and they said that you were doing your thing. They said that he couldn't handle it, whatever you were doing in those tapes.
Yeah, this is oh, you mean like my triple D breast being real, or my I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I mean, like, none of that was made up. None of that's made up. Like when you are in love with like when you're in love with somebody and you're in a hotel room and it was Christmas Day, and like we don't drink alcohol because we're Muslim, we're drinking juice. I mean, what are you gonna do? But like,
Lit
and
off the
like
juice.
I love the juice, bro. And I think Mohammed I think he's the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. On God, that's why I can't date anyone else because no one looks like him.
Damn.
And we just, I like, I mean, like, just had the best. I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for like 2 weeks in
So,
Cairo. I didn't,
did you guys just record everything?
um. So,
Was that your
um,
idea or his idea?
I just know that Mohammed has two phones, okay?
Yeah.
Because my badass bitch self for our wedding and for our wedding bought him an iPhone 14 Pro Max because I'm just like that. I got what did I get for my wedding? I got $4 perfume. Doesn't matter. I knew I was marrying a poor person. So Mohammed had two phones. So I feel like he put one like over there, and then we were right here.
Oh, okay. So you
I just
didn't
can tell
know
you
that the
in the
videos were
tape.
being
I
recorded?
can tell you in the tape that I was told that he looks at the camera several times and smiles. And then when he goes to the backside of his wife, like over here, and I'm over here, he's staring in the camera. I don't know. He says he was a virgin. I don't know how he would know all these moves, but whatever, whatever. Listen, how many of these white folks here in America fed a hungry African? Ask them. Me. Listen, I'm about to get upset. Okay, I'm about to get upset.
Anton X says, well, happy for Mohamed. That grind paid off.
If y'all think that $10,000 is a bag, that's what Americans in Palm Beach make in about 6 weeks. So go ahead with that. Next question.
I take offense to this one. It says, once you go black,
You
nobody
never.
ever wants you again.